Good morning, AM Hustle. I get a lot of questions about, hey, Glendon, how do you stay motivated? Glendon, how do you keep going? Hey, I want to hear more about your struggle and the process. And I really begin to understand that many people don't know what the search button is, but we'll talk about it anyway. But before we jump into that, if you like the content of this video, and you should, and if you like the content of this channel, and you should, below each video, hit the little tab that says show more. There's wonderful gifts, content, free stuff, paid stuff, things that will help you be more successful. So with that, let's just jump into this thing. I'm going to give you what prompted me to start this video. And let's see, let's get rid of that and let's jump into it. I get a lot of people who are starting to ask me, hey, Glendon, will you come speak here? Come speak there. And I put up this video just saying, before I go anywhere, I would want to go somewhere where people want me to come. Does that make sense? Of course it does. So I'm getting feedback before I even get into the planning stage. So you get to be part of this. Now, there's some people, and this guy, Michael, he just threw up Texas. He's in the Facebook group, and Texas is leading the pack. Texas has more, come to Dallas than anyone else. So I don't know. It's kind of totally changed my plans, but we will let the people decide. But some stuff here, like this one by Franchise Junior 15. I would like to see more of your stories where you're coming up. Okay. I know it's a little effort, but if you go here, well, what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to come back here. Hold on a second. Come back here. Let's see. All right. Do this. Go here. Do this. And go to oldest to the new. This is the struggle is real. A lot of stuff here, a lot of stuff here, a lot of stuff here, a lot of stuff here. So that's the beginning. There's 1,048 videos that you can see on this channel. Now, to make it a little even better for you, I have put together these playlists, and I'm just doing this because there's people who already know, and it's like, I already know that. Why do you have to tell people that? Why do you have to put that out there? I already know that, because every day I get the same question over and over again because people are unacquainted with the internet. So you've got these stories, and I may do a separate vlog channel for the stories because there's some people who love them, but most people come here for, hey, Glendon, how do I make some damn money, man? So that's usually, that's what's really kicking it. But let's get back in here and go down here. Let's see. That was one. Detroit. There's two people for Detroit. But what I'm doing here with the struggle is real is, I'm going to come out of there. I think I hit all the points I wanted to hit. Here we go. All right. With the struggle is real is many of you, and I'm just going to say that many of you allow really, really small shit to stop you. I got a video up, and I just did this as a test because I'm always testing you. I'm always pushing you. I know I piss off a lot of people on this channel, and that's just part of a charm. But seriously, because I debated putting it up, and because there was a glitch, and I was going to cut some stuff out because the Google Hangouts was just not hanging out. They were on some other stuff. And I said, you know what, put this up and see how many people will actually see that it's only like a small, like seconds, not minutes, but seconds. And video was up for a few days. I saw one of the first views. It's like, hey, this at 26 point, which was well past the glitch. I said, okay, they're doing it. Then it was like, hey, I can't see the video. This is one of the things. And I'm going to give you an example of problem solving 101. I had a situation. I have tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways, And each 6 of those waves was met with failure. Then I was working on the 7th. I woke up and I said, do I really want to do this? And it's like, you know what? We're going to show up. We're going to show up, because how many times have you just shown up, just went a little further, just a little bit, and you got massive results? Man, what I got for showing up will give me the keys to the castle. Now, I'll illustrate that because there are many people who will stop at the first frustration point. I would say 50% will stop at the first frustration point. 75% will stop at the second. 90% will stop at the third. So, all right, I went to the 6th and I started, losing gas around 7, but I still summoned it up and put my ears in gear and made it happen and got some beautiful results. So the struggle is real as you make it. Now, when I say that, that's not to marginalize your struggle. That's not to say that what you're doing isn't hard. It is to say that you make it bigger than it is. Because see, this is the thing. And I had to have this conversation with a client last night. This shit is supposed to be hard. Many people, the minute it's just like, well, this and this, and I'm overwhelmed. I was like, okay, number one, do you know what you want? That is this, you got to have clarity. You got to have clarity. Where is this thing going? Without clarity, you can walk outside and hit by 8 raindrops and be confused because you have no clarity. What am I doing out here? Oh, I should be going to my car, grabbing an umbrella. But because you have no clarity, you're overwhelmed. Okay, let's see. I'm going to show you. All right. 1, 2, these are my Power 6 sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is one fucking day. Now, I'm not showing that to, show off or say, I'm telling you, I have a system and a process. You can only be as successful as your infrastructure. Fuck your desire, fuck your passion. If your infrastructure is janky, that truck's not going anywhere. And I keep trying to tell this because with my client, I was like, look, okay, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Is this real? Yes. Because I'm hearing I'm hearing fear. I'm hearing scared little bitch talk. I'm hearing excuses and I'm hearing bullshit. And, it got real quiet on the other end of the phone because this was on the phone. And then, it's like, well, I really want to do it. I was like, well, I need to hear that because right now I'm not having a lot of faith in you. I'm getting a little flaky. I'm feeling a little uninspired here. You need to convince me because if you're not convinced, then you're not going to convince your customers. And if you don't convince your customers, you're not selling much of anything. Then, we got to the real too, because it was like, well, what about this? And what about, and I was like, okay, what is the real reason? And this is the thing. And this is why I say the struggle is real as you make it, because you refuse to fucking confront the truth. We went all the way around the mulberry bush. We went to Mayberry. We went to Milwaukee, saw, Fonzie. We did all this stuff. And then we got to the core, which was exactly what I said in the beginning. It was fear of XYZ. And I was like, okay, this is how we're going to handle it. I don't know. I got a different wire. I got a different harness system, different components, different transistors that failing and fucking up does not end my world. I don't lose sleep over failing. You know what I lose sleep over? Being excited. When I got a lot of shit going on and there's all these ideas just pop up, I can't sleep. But when, shit goes wrong, I'm like, I'll deal with that tomorrow. I could sleep like a baby. Be no problem. Now, the struggle is real as you make it. It's because you have no plan. I have met many people, like I put up a video like how to make PayPal payments without a PayPal account. And someone's just like left this really long inflammatory comment. And I was like, I've got about 80 emails about that because it was just a problem. And the way it is like there's the PayPal regular, sign in, and right there in the light gray is use your debit credit card. It's like right there. It's been there since they've started the website. It's been there since they started the website. And a lot of people still don't know. Which brings me up to my point as your instructor, as the person to give you knowledge. I have to get out of my head and say, okay, well, yeah, that's real simple. And I know that, but do they know that? And that's not condescending, because there are many people, because of the lack of effort, the lack of intellectual curiosity, they don't know things that you think they should know. You have people who've had PayPal accounts for years who don't know this. I'm serious. It's like, no, there's Glenn. No, it's true. And that's because people wait upon permission to do certain things. I was giving the guy a rundown on his situation, which was about some legal stuff. And someone that was there was like, well, you're not an attorney. And I was like, what does that have to do with the law being the law? Well, typically, she was just like, yak, 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 yakky, yakety, yak. And I was like, okay, well, you do X, Y, and Z if you do this and this. So he went, did it, and got the results. And this is what she said. She's like, oh, you just got lucky. Now, if you are a person who is not strong in your kung fu, if you're not strong in your kung fu, things like that can stop you. I had a client who recently abandoned a consulting project after paying me full fee and didn't ask for a refund. And said, look, sorry for wasting your time, because she was going to have to struggle with something that is a very big issue for her, which I told her she could have easily overcome. And I think she would have killed it. And if you're watching, you want to come back, you can. Like, I'm gonna let it stay where it is. But if you're watching, you want to come back and you want to finish out, we'll do that, because I think you can do it. And I think you're listening to the wrong people. But that is the power of fear. It's just, it is. I don't have words for how bad fear is. I mean, it's just, it's a sad and tragic thing, because there are many people who can do so many things, but because their struggle points, their struggle threshold is so low. I mean, it's like you walk in a half-inch of water, it's raining, my shoes are messed up, everything. And then you got little Timbuktu over there in Vietnam going through a monsoon to use the bathroom. You have to raise your struggle threshold to the point that you will go to the first position, the second position, the third position, the fourth position, the fifth position, the sixth position, the seventh. You understand? Until you get what you want, there's no end position. The end position is, I got it. That's your end position. And that's what you have to do, because a lot of people want to hear, it's funny. It's like, well, what did you do? It's like, I'll just be blunt. My back was against the fucking wall, and it was either I was going to do or die. It was that stark, that clear. And maybe you need to hit that position or that point in your life so you can get a grip and start moving. Because, not to offend any Jewish people, but I'm Jewish right now, because never again will I go through certain events that happened in my life. Never fucking ever again. And during the boarding house time, I lost 2 teeth because I couldn't go to the dentist. I mean, I just ripped them out. Now, I thought about getting implants, and every time I think about getting implants, I said, no, just leave them there, because whenever I run my tongue over that spot, I remember. I'll never forget that shit. And you got to understand that when you raise your struggle threshold, because like I said, you see it here on YouTube. I put out a killer offer. Someone donated two people, one person donated $500, another person donated $50 to the channel because they love the content. And I said, look, I'll turn that into scholarships for hustlers, Hustlers Mindset Life Skills section of the Hustler Mindset Project. And what you had to do was do a video, generate some votes, and place your link to your video under the video that I put up for the contest. There's 2 entries. And, I didn't think, because when I did it, I was like, well, this is a slam dunk. I forgot that people were going to have to work, plan, do a video. There are many, many people who are scared shitless of doing a YouTube channel. Want to do a YouTube channel? Know they need to do a YouTube channel, but will not do it because you will be criticized. You will have people talk shit about you. You'll have people who are nameless cowards who want to debate your point of view from their dark corner of their mother's basement as they beat off to some gay porn because they're unhappy. And that's another thing with raising your struggle threshold, because I've dealt with so much YouTube bullshit that when a person comes at me with a certain, it's just like, it's a schematic. It's like, oh, and there's a comment, just the first line, then I go to the channel and I'll see that all they do is watch games, there's rap videos, or there's just bullshit. There's no intellectual conversations, there's no intellectual videos. And I'm just sitting there, here's this nameless, faceless, masturbating coward who wants to pretty much in their boredom using me as their personal punching bag. And that's it. There's not about the issue. And I learned that. I was like, oh, there's a bunch of people like that because their struggle threshold is non-existent. At the first sign of any type of struggle, fold. Choke. First sign, just choke out, just tap out. And there are many people like that. And then when they see someone who puts their stuff out there, because I'll just, once again, I'll be unvarnished with you. I get to say these things because I control my own economic destiny. I don't have a job. I got customers I must be accountable to. But a lot of the customers, based upon the design and intent of this channel, think like I do, or they appreciate my thought process. Because if you are on this channel for a few months, you in the cult. If you're on the channel, you're in the cult, because either you're gonna like, that's really good kung fu, or you're gonna like, fuck that motherfucker, he's crazy. That's what it is. And that's cool, because I'd rather be the point where it's either you really like me or you really hate me and get the fuck on. I like that. That's exciting to me. It just makes the world better. But your struggle threshold, hardships, consequences, repercussions, those are real things that the real world will do to you. And people have been so sheltered that they can't get over that. You just can't get over this. Just life is unfair. And a situation like on my personal Facebook page, I get into some serious debates with people. And there's this new thing that's happening, because I'll break it down to you. And this is part of the struggle is real. When you put yourself out there as, quote, an authority, and my thing started off with storage auctions, I had people, don't talk about this. Well, you know, stay in your lane. Well, that's your box. And one dude, the first time I did it, I was like, you don't fucking tell me what to do. Fuck you and fuck your mother. And he was like, well, why you got to go there? And I was like, because you went there and she had your stupid ass. And he just like, well, that's just not the way. I mean, cowards flinch harder when you punch back. Be aware of that. These people who are like, barking like a dog. When you punch back, they will run, they will shudder. I had a guy who got involved because, this just briefly, I don't believe all police officers are bad. I don't believe half. I think 90% of them do their job. And there is this fringe element that fucks things up for the good cops. And I said that, and then I became a Tom and a Coon. And then the dude just going back and forth. So what I did was I went to his page and I looked at it and I made some analyzations and I posted some shit on his page, and he lost his damn mind. And he unfriended me in 30 seconds. You see, this is what I'm talking about with cowards. They will do to you, but the minute that they flinch harder. Because, see, as long as they're putting out their bullshit, they feel better about themselves because they're operating from a position of non-substance. But the minute that you punch all of that air and it just disperses, and they lose it. And he just went ahead and said some slick stuff. And I thought it was hilarious. Because this is the struggle point. When you elevate yourself, where if you say let's just say there's 10 struggle points. The first one being the low bitch threshold that you just tap out if the wind is too cold. Then you've got level 2, then level 3, which are still bitch modes. If you tap out at level 1, 2, or 3, you're still a bitch. Then you get to level 6, it starts to get a little sticky. You've been putting a lot of time and effort, and you start to question if what you're doing is valid, which makes sense because you have got to struggle point 6. Then you have struggle points 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those are DEF CON struggle points. At that point, you're entered into the area that most people will not venture. You'll walk in the room and be alone. And then you'll start to see things, because when you look back at struggle points 1 through 6, you're like, that ain't shit. But because you are now looking forward and that's behind you, you've built yourself up. But if you tap out, if the wind blows, oh, my mama said I shouldn't be doing that. The girl in the store, she's like, well, I don't know if that's for you. If anyone can say some slick shit like that to you and you are instantly doubting yourself, you are in a bitch mode struggle point. You're negative struggle points. You're not even at 1. If someone that doesn't know you, doesn't walk your walk, hasn't been with you, that they can just shake your confidence with a little phrase. There's no wonder you're not successful, because you have not put forth the effort to be successful, because you will tap the fuck out at the slightest hiccup. Oh, I can't do it. Yeah, my tummy is just uncomfortable. It's just so uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm not going to do this today. No, I'm not going to do this today. I'll go home and, get some Alka-Seltzer and, lay down and, because, I haven't done shit all day, but I don't really feel like doing shit. That's one of the things. Now, when you get through the struggle points, when you get yourself to a 7, an 8, 9, 10, you're going to probably have the life you want. Now, the struggle points don't end. They increase. Oh yeah, there's, after 1 through 10, that's just the first stage. Then you've got the DEF CON 11 through 20, which is you like challenging a judge and shit, and they don't like it, and they're like, you're on the verge of getting a contempt of court charge. And then when you're like, you know what? If you keep talking to me like that, I'm gonna file an ethics complaint against you, and they just come right on down. But if you don't go through those struggle progressions, like a quarterback, this receiver not open, this is not open. But if you notice the quarterbacks who can stay on point and properly go through their progressions have a higher winning percentage. I wonder why, because their struggle points higher. I don't have my Pittsburgh cap because, my pro team is the Steelers, and Ben will go through his progressions. A lot of people don't like to do, but he will do it. He'll take that hit and he'll go through the struggle. And that's why there's those 2 Super Bowl rings on his fingers. There's a lot of great players who's never, ever going to get one. And that's about the struggle. Vince Lombardi said something, and I saw it. And this was from this captain when I was at Fort McPherson. He had it on his wall. He says, fatigue makes cowards of us all. And that is some of the truest shit ever. So if you are fatigued to the point, now let's just break this down. If you're already in bitch mode, struggle point, tap out, then if you're fatigued, it's like you're Star Trek, right? You're the Enterprise and your shields are compromised. So you are already tapping the fuck out, but now your shields are compromised. And now all it takes is a fart to fuck up your dream. I can't do it no more. Can't do it no more. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm so sorry. I can't do it. And this is the thing, because some other stuff that goes on, like a lot of new people coming to the Hustler Mindset Project Station channel. I love you. Thank you. Come on in. And a lot of people who want to do what I'm doing, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to do what I'm doing, but understand, you are not going to, quote, take me down with some slick shit because you want to build yourself up on me. It's not happening. And I will let you roll and give you enough rope to hang yourself. And then see, this is the whole point about ownership. When you own shit, you develop a different mindset. You have a different way of looking at the world. That's why I believe the minimum wage thing is bullshit. Who wants to work for minimum wage? Go for maximum wage. But see, I have an owner mindset. Yes, I'm a capitalist. And maybe, oh, we got to get rid of capitalism. When that first caveman traded his rock for some wood, that was the beginning of capitalism. Good luck on getting rid of how we have been doing business forever. Good luck with that. This whole communal thing, socialist, every system, well, socialism is a government and capitalism is an economic system. But all have pluses, all have flaws, but I'm sticking with the capitalist deal. Now, when you say owner and like you talk about, the 99% and the 1%, okay. First of all, if you own your own business, if you control your destiny and you're not rich, but you make do, guess where you are? You're in the 1%. Yeah, see what they got the numbers wrong. They're not. That's not the 1%. It's the 0.4%. You make six figures, like mid range. You're in the 1%. I think it's like 350. You're in the 1% just for economics, just for income. I think it's like 330. That puts you in the 1% right there. What they're talking about is the point something percent, the people who can drop 150 million on one property and go out and drop another 80 million on another next month. That is such rarefied air that you don't even know anybody that's in that. You don't even know anybody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Those people do not fuck with average folks because they know average folks will kill them. They don't fuck with average. They can't. They can't. So you can just do a few things and be in that 1%. And then if you're out there with the rah-rah crew, we're occupying Wall Street. Your focus is in the wrong area. Your focus is in the wrong area because right now, if you have any vision, if you are aware of how this thing is working, to be an owner is easier than it's ever been before because with the internet and worldwide distribution of information, you don't need anyone's permission to do anything anymore. And that's including illegal shit. If you want to run some crazy ass website, all you do is go to an offshore domain, on offshore hosting, and you can do what you want. You'll get blocked by Google, but if people got the web address, they can find your shit. So, I mean, and I'm not saying go out and do some illegal stuff. I'm just illustrating to you that what's available to you is so amazing if you raise your struggle threshold from bitch mode 1 to 3. Oh, I'm tired. My belly ache. Oh, she said I can't do this. Oh, he said I couldn't do this. It's so hard. I'm such a tired little bitch. My little bitch belly hurt. That's what it is. And that's why immigrants come to this country and kick Americans' ass in economics, and Asians have the highest income per any group because their struggle points are much higher. Simply, if you just become a sturdier human being, because I would say I'm coming from a lofty position because after this is my 7th year of putting myself out here writing books and having people rip my ass off in comments and feedback, and I'm just seeing some stuff that when people have given the ability to be as sadistic as they want to, it's really amazing how it's not that deep. It's just right there under the skin. It's just right there under the skin. And it got to the point. I remember I saw a really jacked up interview, and I'm a review on my main book on Amazon. And the guy used his real name. And this little bitch had a storage auction website. And a lot of people were reaching out to me about, hey, come in and do this. Let's talk about this, because I was the guy. I'm no longer the storage auction guy, but I was the guy. I was the guy on the white horse. I was getting media attention. I was getting consulting offers. I was the guy, and I know how things work. So I limited the fuck out of my access because I didn't want to be common, and that worked out really well for me because when you start going into these forums and start commenting, what happens is, oh, he's here. So I'm going to ask him everything that I would have paid for in the book because he's here. And if he's going to do it, because if he's done it, we're going to flame his ass. And that's what happened, because I went in there and I stated my opinions and I lost my mind and went off. And it was a beautiful learning experience because it was just so funny. And back to the guy who left the comment, 2.5 years later, he hired a ghostwriter who contacted me because we're in the same writing group on Facebook and was like, well, yes, I'm working for so-and-so and we're writing the book. And I wonder if I could find it. No, it's too deep. It was too long ago. But my expression is like, nothing against you because you don't know about this, but I wouldn't piss on his little bitch ass if he was on fire. That was my exact comment to her. And I told her what happened. And she said, oh, and I was like, yeah, nothing against you. You didn't know, but he knew. And the fact that he even suggested that you talk to me after the shit he did, he is smoking crack and he has got cocaine in his eyelids. He's getting it everywhere, out vodka in the ear. Because he's clearly inebriated to think that I was do anything to help him in his cause. He wrote the book and everything. Once again, nothing against her, and the shit flopped. Completely flopped. Went nowhere. And I'm going to tell you why. I really try hard not to be a hater. You know, I'm human. I have my moments. But when you invest your energy into hate, fuckery, and bullshit, you don't have energy to invest in success. So he was investing his energy in hating me. He sent me all kind of crazy. You're putting up all your videos on YouTube and just spamming people. Just spamming all of this stuff because he wanted to do what I was doing. There's another little bitch, and this is all about the struggle, because if you come here on YouTube and if you have one of those, well, hello, boys and girls, it's a lovely day, and you have one of those type of channels, you're not going to have as many problems because, you know, I say inflammatory stuff and I can deal with the things that come my way because I got my big boy pants on. But you will get this stuff and it will help you. If you do it, it's just going to make you a stronger person. You just get to the point. And then I got to the point where I would look at reviews and they were just like jacked. I'm like, oh, and just went on unfazed. And I was like, ooh, that's new. Because, you know, every writer, I don't care what the fuck they tell you, especially in the beginning, when they get those negative reviews, that shit cuts. It cuts deeply. It cuts. I mean, it will just like, you know, Chinese torture, what was it? Death of cuts was 1,000 cuts or 100 cuts or some kind of torture method. Because, you know, those little paper cuts, they're not that deep, but they're very painful. That's what it's like. Because I got that first negative review. I was like, why do you want to talk about me like that? I don't know you. Good Lord. And hear people in the right group talk about it. I mean, it's just like, look, you just get used to it. Don't respond, because all that's going to do is they go and get their friends like, this one responds back. We go gang up on that. Don't do it. Don't do it. But you have to really, really up your struggle threshold. You got to, because the struggle is only as real as you make it. And some of you are making marshmallow struggles into granite just right here. It's marshmallows, but you treat it as if it's granite. Like, see, I can't move it. And then your kid comes and like, oh, hey, daddy, mommy. And you sitting there feeling stupid. It was that simple. Oh my God. Really? Maybe he's Clark Kent. He's pretty strong. You remember the time he threw the bottle at you? These are the things that we do. These are more stupid human tricks. So that's the deal. You can be, you got to work on that stuff. If you don't know how, challenge yourself, do CrossFit, become a long distance runner, do some kind of discipline that's going to force you to raise your struggle point. One of the reasons I lift weights is it's a measure of struggle. I took a layoff because I was working on so many things and I got completely deconditioned like a motherfucker. I couldn't squat properly. My groove was gone. I struggled through that shit for about 8 weeks. It was just horrible. And I was like, okay. And typically, and this is something else to help you struggle. When I was having bad days, I still went to the gym. I just cut my workout in half because I know consistency is more important than anything. So I would still, didn't feel like it. It's like, okay, we're going to do 30 minutes, go do half modified workout and bounce. And I didn't miss workouts. That's a huge thing. If you're trying to gain strength, get bigger, you can't be missing workouts. You just can't. You could cut a workout out with, modified, which will keep you where you are versus you deconditioning. And I was struggling. I was seeing people was like throwing up weight. I was like, I can't do that right now. I'm just feeling very kryptonized. And I just struggled through it. And then one day I reached down and I grabbed that 500 and it came up like nothing. And I was like, I'm back. Yeah, for you folks who are like, these are not blisters. They're called calluses for those of us who choose to lift weights without gloves. And they protect your hands. Because someone's like, you're showing us your blisters. And I was like, I don't have blisters. They're calluses. Real men have calluses. We do. It's okay. I'll tell you something that's really dirty. It's really dirty. Since we're at the end of the video and most folks don't see this, this is very dirty. There is someone I was dating who, let's just say she likes vigorous lovemaking. Let's say that. And we were doing some stuff and she's like, spank me, right? And I was just like, you talking to the wrong person because it was right. So after it was over, we're laying there talking and she says, I don't know, because those calluses on your hand, it's like they turned me on more. And that's just like, you're a freak. She said, guilty. And so just to let you know, calluses aren't all bad. She said she liked them for some reason. I was like, I've never been told that before, but she really liked them and she would like trace them and stuff. And it was just funny as hell, But that's your dirty moment on this AMM hustle. And with that, got some stuff that's going on. And once again, we're at the end of the video. And I minimized it. So, actually, I'll use this one. All right. This is what's going on. Under the video, it's links to everything. And I'm going to tell you something that I started just yesterday. I talked about this before, that I was going to do some information about child support. I recently got a child support case dismissed. Do not put this in the comments because we're not going to have a long conversation about how I did it, because it's a process. I did it without an attorney and I frustrated everybody, but I got that shit dismissed. In my group, in the Hustler Mindset Life Skills, that information is starting to drop. I got the overview there. We're going to do some stuff tomorrow because there's going to be a live webinar, 6 p.m. for those people. And I'll talk about it and I'm going to give you some tips and things to help you mitigate that circumstance. I make no promises. I'm not an attorney. Some of you are fucked if you've been in the system for a while. And for those of you who are fucked, then I've got other things that can help you make more money and protect that money legally. There will be no crazy shit. There will be no crime and nothing like that. You see, you got to understand the rule of law is a beautiful thing once you understand it. So that's jumping off tomorrow if you join. And I'm going to include that in the Hustler Mindset Life Skill package. Okay, to the wonderful ladies who are part of this experience, stop asking me about why am I doing this. Let me just break real. I have a feeling that this information is threatening some of y'all. And I'm just telling you my situation real briefly. Made an agreement with her, shared custody. I was going to take care of our daughter where I live, and she was going to take care of where she lived. This was done before she was born. The woman assaulted me. I called the police. My big fault was not having her arrested that night, which I could have. And it's been a hellish nightmare since. So she went ahead and just acted like the agreement didn't exist. went ahead and tried to have me serve with child, support issues. And a lot of bad shit happened. Hopefully we'll be getting this judge fired because of my 16-page formal complaint, because I got the shit dismissed. We moved to another support master after another hearing, dismissed. So I don't want to hear that shit. And if you're one of those fucked up women, I'm talking to you, you'll know who you are, who did this shit because you were mad because he didn't want your sorry ass. You really gonna hate me, because I'm got a plan for that too, for these guys. Because every time I went to the courthouse, every dude I saw had that post-traumatic stress disorder look in his eyes. I'm confused, I'm being fucked, and I don't know what to do about it. Well, I'm gonna help these dudes out, because I went in there and I knew my rights. I know the Constitution guarantees all of us the same rights. It does not give the child or the mother of the child more rights than the father, but the system acts that way. And I said, fuck that. So do not put this shit in the comments. Do not be coming at them. I don't want to hear if you got with some buster or you intentionally got pregnant by some dude that didn't want to be with you, and now you got these problems. That's your fucking decision. That's your fucking bed to lay in. Because that happens a lot, and you knew the dude didn't want you, but you did it anyway. And now he's like, he's supposed to do his responsibility. When if you did your responsibility and acted like an adult, the shit wouldn't be going on. Yes, I said that. So that's what's going on. Yeah, this is going to be real interesting, because every time I mention that, women are the first ones to chime in the comments. And if you put the shit in the comments, I'm going to delete it. This is for the fellas. This is for the guys who are trying to do the right thing and who are getting fucked. The guys who are shitty are not even going to be interested in this program. They're just not, because they ain't paying and they can't be touched anyway. So just calm down and leave it alone. All right. All right. So this is Glendon, and I will see you in the next session.